We're joined now by Emily Miller, who's a friend of this program. We've liked Emily for a long time. She's come in here, been in the studio with us, but now she has a new gig over at Fox 5 where she's the senior investigative correspondent. Emily, good morning.
Morning. How are you guys today?
All right, so tell us about this new gig and what it entails. What kind of things will you be doing for our friends over at Fox 5?
Well, the first thing that I'm doing is having to blow dry my hair every day.
Television, there is a certain element, the visual elements you have to take consideration, right?
Exactly. You come from a newspaper, you throw your hair in a ponytail and put on some black and head to work, and all of a sudden there's hair and makeup and all this other stuff. Well, I'm looking into corruption in D.C., which I figure is going to help me have a job for life.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, there you go.
That might give you your own show.
That's job security for sure.
Job security, exactly. It's like being a government employee. And, injustices and, all the unfair things that go on in D.C. and, things that people don't know about. And so where I've started is that there's this long-standing feud, and it's really it made the police at an all-time low between the police chief and the police force, and it's morale is really, really bad, and Police Chief Lanier is really strongly disliked by her force. And one of the reasons is their pay raise issue, and which is current. The police have not got a pay raise in 7 years. They've had this ongoing negotiation with the city. Finally, and it went to arbitration, and the arbitrator came back and agreed with the city's position and gave them just 4% for this year as a cost of living increase and nothing retroactively for the 7 years that they haven't gotten a pay raise. Meanwhile, Police Chief Kathy Lanier, in that 7 years, has gotten a 45% pay raise. Now, she makes over $250,000.
Huh.
And I was quite shocked when I heard that number. I mean, that's a whopping number.
Yeah.
And in this new agreement, which they disagree with, this binding arbitration, their salary is based on everything in the neighboring area, not in Baltimore, not Richmond, not big cities, but Arlington, Alexandria, Jefferson County, West Virginia, where I think they've got cow tipping is probably their biggest crime.
Yeah.
So, whereas when Chief Lanier negotiated her salary, she said that the biggest issue is that she lives in D.C., which has all these unique qualities, like a president to deal with, and motorcades, and terrorist attacks, and Congress, and all those issues. And secondly, that as a big city, the crime rate's so high, there's so much going on, she should be compared to other chiefs in big cities. So that's how she compared it. Meanwhile, the police are going to be compared to what's going on in the counties and suburban, which is totally unrelated to their job.
Interesting. Let's talk about that crime rate, Emily Miller. Our guest is Emily Miller, Fox 5's chief investigative reporter. And I guess for this report, you did a ride-along with some cops, and you talked to them about this because, listen, the Washington Post is reporting that the murder rate is up 75% compared with this time last year. We've been noticing it as well. And I guess this is one of the exchanges you had with a cop.
So Howard County Police don't run nearly the amount of calls that we do in a day. I could see 3 people dying a night in the District of Columbia, and I have. Some of these cities, Alexandria, might have 1 or 2 or 3 a year. We're seeing a vast more volume of calls than most surrounding jurisdictions.
What are the cops telling you about the direction our city is going in?
Well, just so people understand why his voice sounds funny, a little bit like Darth Vader, none of the cops would talk to me on camera in the whole city, and I must have asked 30 on Friday night. And they all said the same thing, I don't want to get in trouble with the higher-ups. So they're so afraid, and there's been a lot of reprisals. I did a story earlier last week about Chief Lanier's salary and this battle with the force, and 2 of the union guys were punished as a result of this. So
wow.
It's really gotten scary. So that's why his voice sounds funny. As far as the crime rate goes, yes, murders are up 75%. There are other violent crimes that are up so far this year. Obviously, it's early May, so we can't really see a whole trend, but that's a big difference. And in past years, it's gone up, it's gone down. I mean, it's not consistently. The rest of the country, crime rates go down. D.C., up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, Chief Lanier has got this new thing called All Hands on Deck, where she's got all the cops, the entire force, working weekends this summer. And I assume that's in fear of this, crime wave we have going.
But the sense that we're getting, and this for us, for Larry and I, we sort of think it's sort of an anecdotal sense, but that's backed up by the police. They're on the front lines and they feel it.
Oh no, it's not anecdotal. Yeah, no, exactly. It's real. I mean, One of the things I keep hearing about, is there's a PCP epidemic, there's other drug epidemics. I mean, there is a real crime problem. I mean, obviously D.C. is a crime problem. D.C. is not like other places in the country where crime has been consistently going down. As you've said, murder rate's up 75% so far this year. The cops I was in, on Friday night, I went to the 7th District, which is, Anacostia Southeast, the worst, where all the crime is. In fact, one part of it was just ranked as the 22nd most dangerous neighborhoods in the country.
Wow.
And that was using FBI statistics because so many people were murdered there, or assaulted, or raped.
But Emily, how can this possibly be? Because they have such strict gun laws in the District of Columbia.
Yeah, you get rid of the guns, there's no crime, I thought.
I'll tell you, that's what I kept saying to the cops. I said, first of all, I had no idea until I was there Friday night that Adams Morgan has turned into the biggest crime point place in the city on weekends.
Wow.
It's shocking to me. I mean, I was terrified. I was actually grabbed at one point by the neck behind me. I mean, the people are out of control. There are 20 cops just lining the blocks of 18th Street, from about Belmont down for 2 blocks. There are another 10 cops, and this is every single night. 10 cops just on 2 corners of U Street, 10 cops down on DuPont Circle. It is shocking how much goes on there. I mean, they're always grabbing guys with guns. And the fact the police warned me, Emily, they couldn't watch me all the time. And they would just take off on foot every 10 minutes, chasing an assault, chasing a robbery. And they kept saying to me, watch out for the guys with their hands in their pants. They're the ones who have the guns.
Jeez.
And, of course, I'm looking around. I keep seeing guys walking around with hands in their pants, hanging down. You can see their underwear, that whole thing. All up and down Adams Morgan. It is shocking how much goes on there. I mean, I would never go there at night.
Wow.
And I interviewed one of the shopkeepers, that place Pizza Mart with the jumbo slice. He's been around forever. He said, I wouldn't be in business if the police weren't stationed outside of my store every night. There's so many robberies, it's so dangerous.
Right.
And, people in Northwest think they're sort of immune to all this.
Not anymore.
And ever since then, I'm telling everyone, I would never go out in DuPont.
All
In
right.
Adams Morgan, maybe DuPont, definitely U Street anymore. I just highly recommend you don't. There are too many knives. There are too many guns. It's way too dangerous.
Well, we're going to have to leave it right there, Emily, but congratulations on your new gig. We'll be watching Fox 5 to see what you uncover next.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Good to talk to you.